Okay, I'm back. And metamorphic rocks form when any type of rock, so it could be an igneous rock, it could be a metamorphic rock, it could be a sedimentary rock. Any kind of rock is subjected to heat or pressure or both, but the rock does not melt. So if the rock did melt, it would turn back into an igneous rock. So we don't want to melt it, but we do want to heat it or squeeze it. Heat could come from a nearby volcano or mountain building. Pressure could be caused by just the weight of overlying rock on top of it, or pressure also comes from mountain building. So there's a little picture there that shows you different places where rocks can be metamorphosized. So the metamorphic rocks are going to be samples 41 through 50. Metamorphic rocks are identified based on their mineral content. So for example, limestone is made of calcite. When limestone is metamorphosized by heat, it turns into marble. And so marble is going to be sample 49. What do you think would happen if you put acid on it? It would fizz. Yeah, because it's got calcite in it. Sandstone. So this one is sandstone. So that was sample 32 would turn into sample 48, which is called quartzite. It's got what in it? Quartz. What does sandstone have in it? Quartz. So we identify it based on its mineral content. Texture. When a mineral is put under pressure, the minerals tend to align in sheets. This is called foliation. Do not mistake foliation for layering of a sedimentary rock. So sedimentary rocks form in layers, whereas foliation is caused by pressure. So take a look at sample 43. So sample 43 is going to be called schist. And do you see the stripes on that? So those stripes, which are horizontal, but they could be vertical, are a result of pressure. So evidently the pressure was like this that caused the minerals to flatten this way. Another example of it is gneiss, which is sample 44. So you see the stripes in it? Those stripes, that's the foliation. Okay, so some examples of metamorphic rocks. Quartzite, we talked, is metamorphosized sandstone. Slate is metamorphosized shale. And then the very last one, sample number 50, is called anthracite coal. So this is what coal turns into when it's metamorphosized. So coal is a sedimentary rock, but if you continue to squeeze it and heat it, it turns into this very shiny anthracite coal. Now, the good news is you don't need to know any metamorphic rocks for the lab exam, so don't worry about it. So let's go down to part 6 of the lab and talk about the rock cycle. Any kind of rock can be transformed into any other kind of rock given the right pressure, temperature, and available minerals. So that means that you can change a sedimentary rock into an igneous rock by doing what? All right, so look at that chart there. Find where the sedimentary rocks are. And then what should you do to a sedimentary rock in order to change it back into an igneous? Well, you gotta change it to magma. which means you got to melt it. So if you took a sedimentary rock and you melted it and then let it re-solidify, it would then turn into a igneous rock. Now, what would happen if you took an igneous rock and you subject it to rain, sleet, snow, extremes in temperature? What's going to happen to it? It's going to start to break down into sediments, which then go into a river, which then go into an ocean, which then settle down to become sedimentary rock. Okay, now let's say that you've got a sedimentary rock like sandstone, and you heat it but don't melt it. What would it turn into? Well, it would turn into a metamorphic rock. Okay, you could take a metamorphic rock and subject it to rain, sleet, snow, extremes in temperature, and it would turn into sediments, which could be cemented back together again to make a sedimentary. So do you see that a sedimentary could be turned into a metamorphic, or a metamorphic could be turned into a sedimentary? It just depends on your initial conditions. Now, could you imagine that an igneous rock could be turned into an igneous rock? How would that happen? Okay, the temperature would have to be so high that the igneous rock completely melted. And then when it re-solidified, it then would be another igneous rock. Okay, explain what needs to be done to a sedimentary rock in order to turn it into an igneous rock. I think I already did that. Explain what needs to be done to a metamorphic rock in order to turn it into a sedimentary rock. Explain what needs to be done to a metamorphic rock in order to turn it into another kind of metamorphic rock. Okay, so fill that out and we are done. So you're going to, remember, you have to do the pre-lab questions. You have to answer all the questions in the lab and then email it to me. Okay? So until next time, bye.